Hello there guys, welcome back to Coaster Hype. Troy here, and today I'm doing a video from my room. Throughout 2025, truth be told, I've been a little bit absent from the channel and from my social media due to a few reasons really, but with 2026 coming up and the excitement and everything that follows, I've got a few trips as well. I wanted to get things kick-started off on the channel again. So yeah, got some big international coasters and trips coming up this year. So it made me think about what my current top 10 coasters are. They're probably going to be flipped on their heads soon because I'm going to a certain park in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if you've heard of it, but I expect there's going to be quite a lot of juggling of my top 10. If anything, this will just be a cool video for me to look back on and see how things were at the start of the year. So before we kick things off, I'm going to do one honourable mention that didn't quite make that top 10. And this honourable mention is going to be Sheikra at Busch Gardens Tampa in Florida. Now this B&M dive coaster, it scared me to death the first time I rode it when I was 11 years old. The suspense of going up that lift hill and hanging over the edge at the top really gets you going. And unlike Oblivion, this coaster has an inversion. So yeah, just missed out of the top 10, but an honourable mention for sure. So starting things off, 10th in my list is a coaster close to home. It's a UK classic, Saw the Ride at Thorpe Park. And yes, I'm aware the coaster itself isn't the smoothest out there, but the IP really does make it for me. I've mentioned it a few times in my previous videos on the channel, but I have a soft spot for this coaster. Not only did I see it getting built back in 2008, 2008 or 9, something like that, but I'm also a massive fan of the movies, and the Saw theme really does make it for me. You've got the queue line and the indoor coaster section, which is truly unique to Thorpe anyway, and you even have Billy the Man himself within the ride as well. So big shout out to Saw the Ride. People don't like it, but it's number 10 for me. Number 9, crossing the Atlantic now to Orlando for the currently closed Rock and Roller Coaster. Of course, it's not closed for good. It's going to be rethemed with the Muppets. But prior to this, it featured Aerosmith. Now, I only rode this a couple times about a decade ago in the same trip as the Sheikra. The blasting of the music, whizzing past those neon signs after that initial launch, perfection. Really great ride. Talking of loving launch coasters, we bounce straight back to Thorpe Park for my number 8, which is Stealth. Now this classic Intamin launch coaster still packs a punch to this day. It may be over quick, but shooting down that bit of track always brings a massive smile to my face. It's actually still the fastest accelerating coaster in the world. Not the fastest, of course, but yeah, it really doesn't let you down, and I try and get on it every time I visit the park.
Go, go, go!
Sunny Blackpool is the home of my number 7 coaster. Of course, I'm talking about Icon. If you go back and watch my Blackpool video, you'll see my initial reaction. I think that kind of says it all. I'm still impressed by the launches, the turns. Feels like it goes on for a really long time. That kind of caught me off guard the first time I rode it. And to top it all off, it's linked in with Enzo, the spinning seat at the back there. Now, my ride on this was my first experience of a kind of spinning Mack coaster, and it blew me away. Getting launched sideways, backwards, just constantly spinning. I rode it on my own, so it was a really good rotation. We'll be talking about something very similar a little bit further down on my list. Holy, that was next level, mate. Enzo on Icon at Blackpool. What is going on with that? He's a beast of a ride. Sticking in the UK now for my number 6 coaster, which is the infamous Smiler at Alton Towers. Despite its jank and some of its dated theming, paint peeling and things like that, I still really do love this Gerstlauer Infinity coaster. It's still a world record holder with the most inversions, and it certainly does make your head spin. Last year, I actually got to ride it in the dark for the first time at Alton After Dark, and that just made it even better, to be honest. I didn't really know where I was, just getting thrown around. Now, I think one of the reasons I do enjoy it so much is just because of the amount of inversions, I have to be honest. But yeah, number 6, the Smiler. Number 5. Now, we've had Stealth, but this coaster is Stealth on steroids. Yes, I'm talking about Europe's tallest coaster, which is Red Force at Ferrari Land in Spain. Although my video is still not yet on the channel, it's coming eventually, I promise. This coaster, again, blew me away, just like Stealth. but on a whole nother level. It has a great acceleration with an amazing sound, and getting to ride it about 10 times back to back to back at night. Wow, I've never felt so high. Hey. Into the top 4 now. So for number 4, we're going back to the park that features the most in this list, Thorpe Park. And next up, it's the Mack Hypercoaster Hyperia. Now, you knew this was coming. It was going to be in my top 5. It's on a completely different level to its fellow coasters in the park, and the country for that. I love that initial drop on the back row. Love that. The hang time, love that. And the best part, the reliability. No, I'm only joking. The theming. Onto the podium now, and in 3rd place is the B&M Hypercoaster Shambhala at Portaventura. Now, this coaster, really good fun, was my 100th coaster credit, believe it or not, and it's just full of amazing airtime hills. And although it doesn't have any inversions, it doesn't really need them, especially with that clamshell restraint. You're just flying out of your seat. You get really great views of the park and the surrounding area. It's got a splashdown that actually works, and single rider queue, which meant that I could ride it several times a day, even when there was an hour plus queue. So definitely in my top 3, we've got Shambhala. Great coaster, and what a brilliant 100th credit. Now, number 2, in 2nd place on my list is Ride to Happiness at Plopsaland in Belgium. Now, this Mack Rides Extreme Spinning Coaster is unrelenting. Out the gate, you're hitting this slow barrel roll before you come up to that launch. And then out of nowhere, you're shot across the lake at any old angle. Could be backwards, could be sideways, and you're all over the shop. I'll be honest, like I said in my video, there's some inversions on that coaster that I don't even know the name of. We've got onboard audio, which just really heightens the sort of atmosphere and the feeling of intensity on there. And I'm really looking forward to getting back on it, hopefully in the summer months. I say that because I've seen a few people say, and one of my comments, that the coaster was running quite slow on that day. It was a colder January day, so I can only imagine it's going to be even crazier when it's running fast on an August day or something like that. But yes, an insane roller coaster, unlike anything else I've ever ridden, but not quite 1st place. So, number 1 in my top 10 coasters is DC Rivals Hypercoaster at Warner Brothers Movie World in Australia. Now, back in 2019, when I was backpacking Australia, I got to go on this coaster a couple of times. I saved it right till the end of the day, and boy was I not disappointed. This Mack Hypercoaster is the tallest, longest and fastest coaster in the Southern Hemisphere, and added bonus, it's themed to DC comic characters, although I prefer Marvel. So many elements in this ride, including a non-inverted loop and so many tight bank turns. It does kind of feel like you're mid-fight with Superman, which, judging by the pre-ride video, it was what it was trying to be. You're swooping all over the place. It's crazy. It's super long, 1,400 meters of track, and it's bright purple, which just happens to be my favourite colour as well. Just look at this beast from the main road. Like, it comes right out into the car park. It amazed me when we pulled up. I knew the coaster was there, but I didn't know the extent. And yeah, even driving away, I had to film it again, as you saw in that clip. It's a ride that I'd hope I get to ride again one day. Basically, if you're ever in Australia, it's definitely worth travelling to get to this park and go on this coaster alone. It's my number 1. It's DC Rivals Hypercoaster. So then guys, that is my top 10 coasters list. As I say, I'm going to Saudi Arabia next week, which is going to be crazy. There's some world record breaking rides there. Of course, Falcon's Flight, but so many others. I'll be bringing a video out. I'll be taking the camera with me. And then later on in the year, I've got another big trip that's currently in the works. I'm not going to go any further into it at the moment, but that's going to be the end of this video. Just wanted to get the channel started up again and get myself back into filming and editing. Please consider subscribing if you've made it this far into the video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. So guys, if you think Red Force is intense, wait till you get on Red Force. Yeah, I'm talking about this one. Absolute madness. Nah, it's not about this Red Force. It's about this one.